Hello, and welcome my friends to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to guide you through this content development process and teach you how to create engaging content to post that's going to help you reach more qualified customers. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, there are several links. One of the links that you're going to see is for the Content Prompt Playbook. This is for you if you are struggling to figure out what to post and you have been trying to use ChatGPT and it feels like all of the stuff that's coming out is just generic and it could be for somebody else's business. The Content Prompt Playbook is for you to download, and it's going to give you the steps to learn how to talk to ChatGPT so it gets what you need to help you create better marketing messages. And another link you're going to see is that you could subscribe and join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective program. This is my group program. We get together on Patreon. We also meet once a month on a monthly Zoom call, and you get to work with other extraordinary small business owners and learn new skills and see what happens with your marketing strategy when you actually experience what it feels like to get the help that you need and to get some assistance with your marketing efforts. So you see the links below. You know what to do to learn more. All right, let's jump in today's video, because today we're going to be talking about planning. You know, that end of the year planning thing, that review your stuff. Let's see what's going on with my marketing, that kind of thing. I want to talk about planning because the end of the year is sneaking up on us quite fast, my friends. And I get it, because most people and most clients and most customers that I actually work with too wait until December, you know, during that slow time in the holidays. And they're like, oh, I'll just use that time to kind of look back and see what worked, what didn't. But see, here's the thing. If you just do this once a year in December, it's totally overwhelming, because now you're looking at a year's worth of social media posts, a year's worth of emails, a year's worth of videos or blog posts or TikTok videos or whatever it is that you're using. It's a whole lot of numbers. And now you've got all these numbers and you're wondering what this all means. So instead of just doing like this big, giant, stressful data dump, you could be doing like a quarterly review, and it's something that could take like an hour every few months. Just a quick marketing checkup. And that's what I want to talk through today. I mean, you could do this quick marketing checkup if you are stressed for time here at the end of the year to get you started. So at least moving into the next year, you have a pretty clear idea about how to move forward. But I also want to talk about this idea of these quarterly reviews, because I think that quarterly reviews matter even more than you just doing one big giant data dump in December. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about, why do these quarterly reviews even matter, and you know, why you're even reviewing what's going on with our marketing, right? Because here's the thing about marketing. The marketing is not just like, I'm just going to set it and forget it and just post up stuff and schedule it and there we go, I'm done with my marketing, check. No, marketing is about testing. And then we tweak things when we realize it's not working, and then we improve it. And we want to be able to check in. And so when we do like a quarterly check-in, you actually get to see what's gaining traction and what's holding you back in real time. Not 6 months down the road when it stopped working. So let's say that there's something that was happening in June and you just don't know it until December. So you've been going 6 months doing this horrible, whatever it is, this thing is that you're doing that's affecting your business, and you didn't even know about it. So that's what's important about quarterly reviews. They help you catch what's working early as well as what's not working, so you can actually do something about it. Whether it's the topic that you've been focusing on, the type of posts, the offers that you're putting out there, all of that stuff. You know, if you know what's working, then you can double down on it instead of, you know, trying to push forward on something that's not working. So these quarterly reviews are going to help you fix what's not working. It's going to help you notice trends and patterns. And it's going to help you see that by the time that you get to your end of the year review, you already have key metrics. You already have insights ready to go. And you're not like looking at, months and months and weeks and who knows how many posts you've done throughout the year. You're looking at it in smaller amounts, so it becomes much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not overwhelming, but it becomes much more specific. So you can actually see what's the insights are, because it's not such a huge amount of numbers. It's real specific. So if we think about this, it's like a tune-up. You know how they're always telling us to take your car in, you want to check your oil, get an oil change, do a tune-up, all that stuff before your car breaks down. We do these tune-ups before the car breaks down. We don't want to fix the car after it's broken down. Well, the same goes for our marketing. When we do these quarterly reviews, we're actually like doing the tune-up. We're checking and seeing what's going on. We're seeing what's happening in our marketing, and we're not just going to wait to the end of the year to realize that we've been doing 6 months of stuff that maybe we've been on the wrong platform. Maybe we've been focusing on a topic that's not resonating with our customers. Things like that. So I want to talk through this. So if we think about these three, tracking during every quarter. I'm going to start that sentence over again because I tried to say 3 things and they all came out separately. Okay. Let's focus on 3 things that you should be tracking every quarter. And that when you track these 3 things, this is going to make the end of the year planning so much easier. So the first thing I want you to start tracking are your visibility metrics. This is how new people reach you, right? So it's things like website traffic, social media reach and engagement, new email subscribers. These are visibilities. These numbers show how well your content is connecting with people. And if your reach is growing steady, then that top of the funnel content that you've got there is doing its job, because it's bringing more people into your email. It's bringing more people into your website. It's, bringing people into your social media profiles. If you're not seeing those numbers, if it's flat or if it's dropping, this is that moment when we have to think about there's something going on here. Maybe we need a new idea. Maybe we need to collaborate with another business owner. Maybe we need to update the topics that we're using, test out different platforms, start to experiment with different types of video or something like that. That's what we're looking at with our visibility type of metrics. Okay, another type of metric I want you to look at is something called your connection metrics. This shows how well you are building relationships with your customers. This is the numbers that we're looking at, things like email open rates and replies, comments, DMs, webinar or workshop signups. Okay, so this is the connection of your marketing. You don't want just people to see your content and to scroll through it. You want them to stop and engage with that. So that's the connection that's happening. So if these numbers start to dip, it's a sign that your community is looking for something different. Maybe you need to bring in more storytelling into your posts. Maybe you should do some more behind the scenes content on your videos. Maybe more conversation-driven posts on social platforms. Look at it like that. Think about your connections. And so these numbers you want to look at are specific to building the relationships with your customers. And now a third metric I want you to look at is something called conversion metrics. And this is the big one, because I think that a lot of people, when they start looking at metrics, they want to look at their vanity metrics. And I'm referring to vanity metrics as your follower numbers, as your likes, like those types of things. Those are vanities. It's really great. We've got a lot of followers, and it's really great when you get a lot of likes. But if those followers and likes are not converting into people clicking over from the social platform onto your website, or from the people clicking from your email to sign up for something, if those conversions aren't happening, then that's what we need to look at. So that's why these conversion metrics are so important, because that's what you can see. That's the thing that's turning the action into results. So we track things like people submitting website inquiries, like our contact form type of thing. Our sales conversions, people on our sales pages, are they buying our offers? Even if it's just a low end offer, are they purchasing those things? Are they booking calls? Are they signing up for your programs? These are conversion metrics. These are what they call, the proof that you're making the sales, the things that connect your marketing to your money. That's what we're talking about here with conversion metrics. So your conversion metrics could be different. Let's say you have an Etsy shop. So maybe your conversion metrics are different when you look into your insights about what happens from when somebody clicks on your page to if they fill out an order form and then they move through the process of going through the order form. There's got to be metrics that you could be looking at like that. So that's why I want to make it clear that it's not real specific metrics, because it's going to be very specific to what your business is doing and how your business is tracking what connects your marketing to your money. And when you can start tracking them, and you do this on a quarterly, you'll start seeing patterns. Like maybe this promotion that you run does really, really well in the springtime, and you tried to do it in the fall and it didn't do so well. So maybe we know at this point, spring is a really great time to run this type of promotion. Or maybe your customers become more responsive when you do a workshop, an educational post, and then try to promote something. You'll start to see these patterns, and these insights are the things that you're going to use to shape your strategy. You'll shape it throughout the year, but then when you look at everything as a whole, when you've done all your quarterly check-ins and you start to look at your quarterly data and insights and metrics, then you start to see how you're going to develop your strategy for the next year. It's not just about how much money do I want to make. Your strategy for the next year becomes more about how am I going to get my business into that space where I'm going to make money? Is it the offers? Is it I need to reach a number of people? It's like that. So that's what we're talking about when it comes to strategy. So how do we do these quarterly check-ins? And I don't want you to think about this in the sense that now I've asked you to do one more thing, and I'm too busy for this. I don't want it to get like that. I want you to think about this in a very, very simple process, something you can do every single quarter. I want you to schedule once a quarter, like a 1 hour block of time at the end of the quarter, like the last week of every single quarter. Put it in your calendar at the beginning of the year. Look at the end of the quarter, that last week, and block it off. Treat it like you would a client meeting. It's that important. So block off that time for yourself every single quarter. And then I want you just to create like a simple little worksheet, and I want you to put 3 columns on there. You can use a Google Doc, you can put it on a piece of paper, you can put it in a management tool, whatever you want to do. And you just put 3 columns. What worked, what didn't, what to try next. And now I want you to look at your information. What happened that month? Look at the numbers and ask yourself, what type of content felt easiest? What was the most fun to create? What topics got the best responses? What offers did people engage with the most? Where did most of my sales come from? Because the data tells you what's happening. But when you start to reflect on those numbers, you start to understand why it happened. And that's a big important piece here, because it's great to know the numbers, and it's fantastic to know those numbers, especially if they're going up and not down. But I want you to spend some time reflecting on why it happened. And then when we take a look at why it happened, it could be anything from the algorithm changed. It could be from I changed the way that I'm doing my videos now, and now I'm doing, behind the scenes kinds of stuff. It could be, why did this happen? Why did this happen? It could be because, I grew my email list this year and I'm reaching more people that are more qualified. Think about the why. I want you to dig down deep and to actually get into the muck with this, because this is what's going to help you keep moving forward. And then once you've gone past this reflection place and you've gone past understanding what's happening, then I want you to do this. Every single quarter after you've gone through this process, your job then is to make a change based on what you learned, whether it's, I don't know, simplifying your posting schedule, reworking your offer, testing new content formats. I mean, I'm not asking you to overhaul everything in your marketing. Just make the adjustment on the thing that you figured out that's not working right now. And then when you understood why it wasn't working, make that adjustment, because this is how you build momentum in your marketing. This is how we keep moving forward, because if we keep moving forward and we keep doing this work, we're going to keep adjusting. We're going to keep tweaking. We're going to keep making sure that we're reaching our customers. And when we're reaching our customers, that's what's going to help us keep making more money and growing our business. So when you do these quarterly reviews, I want you to think about this. If you can pull all these things together, and then that's what's going to help you with your year-end planning, because the year-end planning then becomes looking at what happened all the quarters ahead of it. And you're not going to be stuck trying to remember what just happened 6 months ago, because you'll have a clear picture of your growth. You're going to have a clear picture of the patterns. And then you can use these ideas to help you with your strategy so that you can really see some real growth in the next year. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode's giving you ideas to learn new skills for your marketing, I would love it if you would hit that like button and then hit that share button and share it with another business owners. And if you're looking for a step-by-step process to actually review your marketing, we are doing this in the Marketing Strategy Collective. This month's workbook is packed with tools and prompts to help you work through this review process, to help you actually build your marketing strategy for the next year. So I want you to learn more about the Marketing Strategy Collective. The link is below, and you know what to do, that you can stop working in a solo bubble and work in a collaborative space to get the help you need with your marketing efforts. Because you are magnificent, my friend. And let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.